woke up early on Thursday, June 14th in order to get over to New Smyrna Beach in time for some early morning FEC action. Not 10 minutes after I got set up, the unmistakable sound of a GEVO echoed through the crisp morning air. I'm at Spruce Creek, only a couple miles north of FEC's New Smyrna yard. This is train 228, an extra running out of New Smyrna northbound to Jacksonville, which is routinely used to clear out the NSB yard. 228 is what I like to call one of FEC's scheduled extras. It's not a completely random train. 228 routinely runs on weekday mornings, but the actual mornings it runs depend on customers' demand and storage left at the yard. And with over 170 center beams, tank cars, gondolas, boxcars, open and closed top hoppers, intermodal wells, and UPS trailers, 228 was doing double time. I've only ever seen this morning extra run with 50 or so cars, but that's what you get on the FEC. Everything's going to the same place, so might as well put it on the same train. It's a concept that the bigger railroads don't seem to embrace, but works perfectly for the 351-mile regional railroad. After 228 had passed me, I made my way down to the yard, just in time to see this odd consist dropping off ES44C4 number 802 on the shop lead. The switcher providing power is GP40-2 number 430, which has been assigned to the New Smyrna yard now for over a year. While 430 was going about its business, train 226 was easing its way onto the number 2 track where it would stop and have 28 loaded rock hoppers cut off its bottom end. I didn't know this was the plan at the time and thought that 226 would be on its way after the momentary pause due to a crossing malfunction. Not knowing there was work to be done in the yard, I decided to give chase to 226. I went all the way up to the New Smyrna airport where I waited for about 15 minutes until I decided something wasn't right. I drove down a block and found the train sitting at Turnbull Bay Road. I hadn't been there 10 seconds whenever the engine started moving again, so I hurried back up to the airport where I got set up with perfect lighting and just enough time. after 226 left the yard, it was 430's turn to head north. I had almost no time to get ahead of this train either, but man was this high-speed shot a good one. .430 is bringing 11 open-top rock hoppers full of sand up to a ready-mix facility in Daytona. The four-man crew made very quick work of this as they were screaming back south into the NSB yard not even half an hour later. Once back at New Smyrna, 430 had more switching to do with the remaining 17 rock loads. The first task was to pull out 8 cement hoppers in order to put them behind the remaining open tops, as well as a stray boxcar that had been sticking around all morning. Once that was done, 430 inched its train up, only to shove back south to a tarmac facility. While watching the yard work, I ran into a couple rail fans from Augusta, Georgia, who were in town on vacation for the week. This kid is apparently pretty popular with the engineers up there, and he seems to have already made an impression on FECs as well. An hour later, and northbound train 210 was hustling through the yard with ES44C4 812 and a snoot-nosed SD40-2 number 720. 210 runs north out of Miami to Bowden Yard in Jacksonville, where the entire train becomes Norfolk Southern Train 210, hotshot stacks and piggybacks bound for Atlanta. 77 slots deep in 210 was a stack of 2 newly designed and freshly painted company containers. Intermodal and rock are FEC's primary traffic, but there's almost always a couple dozen mixed freight cars on the bottom of intermodals like today's 210. Waiting for 210 to clear the main was 430, which had just finished switching the tarmac plant and was coming up the number 2 to run around his train, which he would take south to Titusville for some more switching.
He's going fast. Speed.
The usual post-210 lull was setting in on the FEC, which meant I was headed back for home. From me and my new friends from Augusta, thanks for railfanning with us today, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this.